Guys, it's T. So welcome to another episode of Green Tea. My kids are sleeping in the background, so you might hear some weird white noise. That's just their white noise machine. Anyway, I took a trip to Winners today, and I found a super cool palette. I don't know the legitimacy of palettes at Winners, because they're probably old as fuck, but I found this one and it was really fucking cool, and it was like $7. It gave me a flashback. So it's this Revolution palette. This is my first palette by Revolution. I usually use ColourPop, and I've got a couple BH, and I've got a fancy Urban Decay. But anyway, and it's now, that's what I call makeup. So I thought, well, fuck man, I'm old. I grew up with Now That's What I Call Music. So this is a 2000s palette. So it's got all these like super cute little colors here, and they're supposed to look like music, which is adorable. So it's got bright side, new metal, house, alternative rock, R&B, and dubstep, which I don't really feel like dubstep was the 2000s, but I guess when I think of 2000s, I think of like NSYNC, but I guess it's technically 90s, showing my age. So anyway, I found this little fucker, and I thought it was pretty great. They do have an 80s collection and a 90s one. They didn't have those, or I totally would have bought those instead. But so I thought that I would do something a little bit fun, and I would do kind of a themed like 2000s makeup. So kind of something that's more like how I would have done my makeup in the 2000s versus how I would do it now, but maybe with a little bit of a twist. So here we go. We're gonna make it work. I got fancy this week. I bought myself this snazzy little mirror, so I can actually fucking see, and you can hopefully see what I'm doing. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. I'm still working my way up to getting that fancy schmancy ring light. Gotta convince the old ball and chain about that one. So anyway, okay. And I took off my makeup from work, but it kind of looks haggard, so just pardon me. Okay, so I took a vote on one of my groups, and they said do new metal. And new metal is this little fucker over there. It's like this, whoop, this reds and stuff, which is pretty bomb. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do it a little bit like how I would have done it in the early 2000s. So I always give myself a base color. I don't know whether I did that before. I probably fucking didn't. Because what I used to do, this is really poor technique, I used to just take like a giant fucking brush and just slather it on. And I don't really want to do that. But what I'll do, I'll take a little tiny brush and slather it. You know what? This guy has a really beautiful mirror. I feel guilty, but I actually don't really need the mirror that I came with. I have no idea what we're going to do here, but maybe we'll do a bit of a halo today. And then, you know the drill. After I finish here, we're gonna smoke some sativa, and we're gonna see if we can recreate it on the other side. My suspicion is probably not, but we're gonna do both sides. And then I've decided that what our format is that we, I look like a Canadian flag here, holy shit. Our format is that we decide which eye wins. And to be honest, this is something. I don't know that either side's gonna win, for real, because I'm trying something new here, and trying something new does not always equal success, does it? So we're gonna find out. I currently look like the devil incarnate, but anyway, so I've got the outsides going on there, and then I'm gonna blend them, which, to be honest, in the 2000s, I would not have done. I would have just slapped it on there. There's that one chickadee that does makeup videos, and she does that joke video of how we did our makeup in the 90s, where she like shoves like some sparkly cream shadow and like just makes a fucking mess. And I feel that so hard because that was totally me. Like, just, I used to have, I don't know if any of you guys had that palette. My mom had it actually, like in 1998, 1999. My mom had that palette that had the 4 sparkly colors. It was CoverGirl. It was like the best palette. And it had shimmer pink, shimmer purple, shimmer green, and shimmer blue. And I fully used to steal that all the time. So I'd wait till she'd go to work, and then I would take it, and I would, ooh, this is pretty. I like this. I would take her palette. This does not look at all like how I do my makeup in 2003, but we're gonna go with it. It's cute. I don't mind it. So I would steal this palette, and I would do like this fucking frosty green shit, and then I'd go to school, and then on my way home from school, I'd like rub my eye furiously, trying to erase all evidence that I'd ever stolen my mom's makeup, and then she'd always know. I always wondered how she knew, but it's because I was a fucking idiot. So, I mean, don't be surprised that she found out, hey, this is actually looking kind of cool. I don't mind it at all. So here's what I'm doing here. And yeah, I didn't actually expect it to look like good at all. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that I'd like wear it to work or anything, because I do look a bit like a demon princess. I don't think it's like a grocery store look or anything, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I quite like it. So here we are. I mean, one day when I get that fucking ring light, it'll be better. But also, it's hotter than balls here. So it's like 28 fucking degrees in my house, because we're at that wonderful point of the year where it's too cold for air conditioning at night, but it's too fucking hot for anything else during the day. And so yeah, it's really shitty. So I spent half the day roasting to death. So what I planned to do was not do a real liner, because back in 2000 I wouldn't have done a real liner. But what I am gonna do, what my favorite thing to do in the early 2000s was black eyeshadow. I'm gonna use Smoke Show, where they rebranded it as Blow and Smoke. I don't know why, because Smoke Show sounds way better. But anyway, and I used to do like a powder liner. Is what I would do. Oh shit, I'm not good at this anymore. Wow. And then, so I would do the outside corner, because I've got kind of almondy shaped eyes, and then I would do like the underneath and smoke the fuck out of it. I went through a really emo stage, so maybe that's why I did it that way. I don't know. I don't know. Did people who weren't super emo do this as well? So this is my, oh shit, that's really emo looking. Wow, you guys, that is, that's something. So here's what we're working with now. Yeah, she's real dark. She definitely listens to My Chemical Romance, right? Like, she's an MCR kind of girl. By the way, if you consider yourself a fan of My Chemical Romance, but you only started listening to them at Black Parade, I dislike you. I mean, I'll forgive you a little bit, but you're not my favorite. Just saying. So, this is a look. I mean, it was actually pretty quick and easy. I probably could blend it better. We'll see what happens when I'm baked. Will I do it better? Oh, fuck. I forgot what. Jesus Christ. You know what? I think what I used to do, back when I used to do my liner like this, when I was like a late teen, early 20s-er, is I think that I used to maybe do it after I did my foundation. After I made myself a fucking pasty ass goth kid. I think that's what I did. And that wasn't working for me. I'll have to attach a picture of me when I was in college, because I was like the gothest, fucking saddest kid. I had a live journal. It was a thing. I was explaining live journal to a coworker of mine about a week ago, and it was depressing. It was so fucking depressing. This kid just had no idea. And I was explaining how I would just write all my sad fucking emo thoughts down. What I'm gonna do actually, because we're going a little bit 2000s, is I'm gonna do my brows a tiny smidge, but I'm gonna do them like thinner than I normally would. Like honestly, it was fucking sad. In 2000s, I used to pluck them so much, and as you can see, I don't have a fuck ton of brow left. Like, see how there's none here? This is because they were over plucked, and they were over tweezed and waxed and all that stuff. And because it was cool to have eyebrows you could barely see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna make it so that they're like thin, dark little fuckers, because that's what was cool. I don't know why that was cool, but it was. And then to be honest, I don't even know that I use blush. I think I just used to use like a fuck ton of powder so that I looked white as the fucking blackened night, you know? But that's sad, so we're not gonna do that. I need some fucking concealer under these eyeballs, Jesus Christ. Because I just look like the goddess of death over here. I don't know if it's because I'm working 21 days in a row, and so I would just look like the fucking goddess of death anyway, or if it's the eyeliner. It could be a combination of both. But to be honest, right now I'm just rushing through this part because I want to get to the smoking part. It's the better part anyway. I'm way funnier and happier and more clever and pleasant when I'm a little bit baked. So we're gonna get to it. I've lost my, you know what I really love? This little guy. This is an e.l.f. like a little under eye setting powder. And I really like it because if you use a normal setting powder, I do find that it gets really clumpy under the eyes. But this fucker, it's like so finely milled. It's a thing of beauty, really. And it does not get, it doesn't get clumpy. So pretty much in love with it. All right. So I think I might like name this the demon eye, because honestly, it's a bit fucked, but I do like it. It's growing on me. I don't know that I could wear it like out or to work or anything. I picked out kind of a kind of nudie type of blush because I feel like that's what we wore in the 90s/2000s, and I'm gonna put it mostly on my apple because I feel like the point of blush in early 2000s was to make you look like you were having a fucking eczema attack on your cheeks. Am I wrong though? I mean, it was pretty bad. And then the color that I'm gonna go with for the lips after, last time I got too baked and I forgot the lips, but I'm gonna do them this time. And the color that I'm going with, it's a ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. It's not my favorite. It's called Echo Park. It looks really cute and peachy. It's brown as fuck on me. I don't know why. Everything always pulls really brown. So here is this side. Didn't do a fantastic job, but like whatevs. And we're gonna press pause. We're gonna go smoke some sativa. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do the other side. So here's where we're at. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Oh fuck, I forgot mascara. We'll do that after. There's my eczema cheek, and I didn't use nearly as much foundation as I would have because I'm trying to do a hybrid here, but we'll see how it looks in about 15 minutes. So pause. Okay guys, welcome back. It has been 9 minutes. My camera and lighting still sucks, so please like send a petition to my husband to let me buy a ring light because I really fucking need one, and like this would look so much better with one, and like with a tripod would be cool. So as you can see, in the 2000s we did a shit job because like see how this is already smudging, but it does give me a nice almond shaped eye. So whoa, I'm dropping shit. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna recreate this weird fucking shiny red halo eye from a hybrid 2020, which is a flaming fucking pile of dog shit anyway, let's be serious. But we've combined the flaming pile of dog shit, which is 2020, with the early 2000s. The O's, what are they, you know, there was like the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And then there was like the turn of the century. But like, what were the teens called? Like 2012, for example. That's the year I got married. What the fuck was that year even called? I mean, besides, you can just say 2012, I guess. I guess if you're talking about the 1900s, like you'd say 1906 or something. Probably, I guess, right? Is what you'd do. So you wouldn't really, I guess you don't have to have a name for it. That's acceptable. I guess in the future, they'll just be like, you know, back in the year 2005. And they'll just say it like that. I don't know. Or someone's going to be watching this like 30 years from now. And it's going to be like all old timey, like do 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 do. And they're going to be watching it and they'll be like, the fuck is she talking about? What year's 2005? Isn't that blah blah blah? And that'd be really fucked. Yeah, this does look a lot like a Canadian flag when you first start. Like, I feel like if you wanted to do a really fucked up like devil eye for Canada Day, this is how you would start that. That's what would happen. I'm just saying. So I'm using this really shit brush. I made a mistake a while ago. I bought some brushes from Amazon. The reviews were like 4.5 out of 5. So I thought, sick. Why would I pay? And honestly, I know, oh shit, I just fucked up. I thought, why would I pay so much money? Which is funny because I fucking underspend like crazy. But I thought, why would I pay money for something that I could get for even cheaper? So instead of buying ColourPop brushes, which are like a beautiful, this is BH, but like this one I think is color, no, that's BH as well. Well, fuck, this little fucker, she's beautiful. I thought, why would I spend $5 on one brush when I could spend $10 on 20 brushes? I would be wrong. The quality is like literally, fuck, I got the wrong color. The quality is literally non-existent. Like, it's in the ground. The only thing that's really good about it is a spoolie brush. And yeah, the spoolie brush, that's it. Like all of these, they're so long. Look at it. Like, what the fuck am I gonna use that for? Same with like this guy. Like, he's drunk. Looks terrible. What's that for? I don't fucking know. So anyway, the spoolie brush is okay, and there's like a couple little pokey ones that are like so-so. Like, I mean, they're subpar, but if you were really, why does this feel like a Super Shock? It's weird, or am I fucking it up? I don't know. But anyway, there's like 2 good brushes, and the rest of it is just absolute and utter nonsense. Again, I feel as though this eye is turning out better. Like, I think, I mean, no, it's not. It's blended really shitty. Even I can see that without my ring light, but I mean, it's more colorful, which I feel like is good. And I just feel like, yeah, like, I think I was right last video when I said that artists, like really good artists that invented shit like cubism and all these different, I don't really follow art, but all these different like styles, I think they were high. Like, they just, oh fuck, I fucked up. But here's the thing about art when you're in this state. When you're in this state, the thing about art is that it doesn't even matter if it's perfect, right? Like, you just do your best and it's acceptable, you know? You try. And as long as you really try, that's all there is. I guess Yoda would say it's different, because Yoda says do or do not, there is no try. So, I mean, I guess in this case, do not. But if anyone who's not a Yoda, I mean, technically that's like its breed, isn't it? Like, he's not even a creature we know, he's just Yoda. Did we find that out in Mandalorian? That's the thing that I did back when I was in like high school and college, though, is that I would wet the brush a little bit before I used it with the liner. And so I think maybe that's where I was fucking up so badly when I was sober. See, like, my memory's better too. Oh, you're getting a better tea, I'm just telling you. Like this, looks way better than that. Look how fucking greasy my eyelids are. Jesus Christ, I have transfer already. How did I ever get a date when I did my makeup like this? Like, who was like, yeah, I'd hit that. He fucking can't even paint the side of a barn. But like, yeah, like for sure, you know? It's really weird that like this was an acceptable way to look, kind of, in the 2000s. Like, so all those girls right now wearing all these fucking like hair extensions and you've got your giant eyelashes, right? And like, you know, you're wearing these fucking jeans where your asshole's falling out of the back and stuff. You just be careful, because I know you think you look really cute, but you know what? In grade 10, I had a shirt that was missing the whole like back panel, and then there was a string that tied it together, and that was cute. Was that a vein or a hair? Jesus Christ, that's a really big vein. Probably get an 18 in that fucker. Anyway, so you all run around and you think you're super cute, and you think that like, no, I'm never gonna be like this old lady, where the trends that I like now are lame and old lady-ish. But I can tell you, from one old lady to another, one day you'll be old, and the shit that you liked when you were a teenager and when you were in your 20s will be something to be either A, embarrassed about, or B, that's a 2, but B, or there'll be something to be like, to laugh about, like nostalgically. The way that people used to laugh about going to see fucking Elvis and the Beatles. Like, that's what you've become. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to you fucking sooner than later. I know. Hurts, don't it? That reminds me of The Simpsons, which is great. It just took me like a full minute to figure out what I was doing, because I was just talking to you, but I feel like the other eye seems darker, so I kind of want to go there, and I kind of want to like wing this eye, which is totally different than the other one. Like, oh shit, like they don't even look the same. Right? Like, this one's a little overdrawn, but it's good. Okay, so I put the mascara on this side, by the way, and now I'm going to do the mascara on this side. Oh, I am in such a good state to go nap for like, I wish I didn't have to get up tomorrow, because I could have the best sleep right now. I would sleep for like 3 million hours. Okay. Where am I? All right. I have brows to do. Remember, we are doing a 90s brow, kind of. So all I'm going to do is make it look like it is barely there. I'm going to fucking put a line like in the middle of it, and like one skinny little thing. I'm going to make it look like it's only a skinny little bit. Oh man, it's so weird when you normally do your brows dark and then you look at them like when you've just done them skinny like the early 2000s, and it's really fucked up is what I'm saying. So then, okay, in the 90s, I'm such a grease ball still. I'm in my 30s. I should be like needing to, your 30s is the worst, you guys. You know, I have to fucking moisturize, but also I'm greasy. How? And it's not even like combination skin where you have like that typical like moisture here and then like greasiness. No, greasiness here and need for moisture here. Like, what it is it in the morning, my skin's like, hello, we thirsty. We've been fasting all night. So I throw some moisturizer on there. And then like, as the day goes on, my skin's hair deserts and like makeup starts flaking off. But then also I'm sweating because I'm stressed. And then I just like, whoosh, it all slides off like a fucking water slide. So like, I just don't even understand, you guys. Like, I don't know. I need an esthetician in my life. Okay, so once again, we're gonna do this like really 90s. thinking we're doing 90s. We're not. We're gonna do this thing where our cheek, this is what I did in college though, which is not the 90s, but it's close enough. Fuck, I'm old. So anyway, we're like, we look like a patch of rosacea has attacked our cheek. So we're gonna do that. We'll blend it like slightly up here just for funsies, and then what we're gonna do now, I wish I had a lip liner, because that would be a treat with this. I forgot mascara. Okay, let's do it. Oh, this eye is so cute. Oh, I did mascara. Do you remember me doing that? I don't remember me doing that. I'm gonna overdraw my lip a little bit too, because that's like real, like to that. No, I don't know. Maybe it's 90s anyway. And the brown lipstick, like what Britney Spears would do, right? Oh, this is such a bad color. It's really sad. I love the ColourPop website because they show like all their palettes and stuff and their lipsticks on like light models, medium models, and dark models, and I'm pasty fucker, so I always like it. But this, like, it looked pinky. It's brown. It's unwearable. It's something that we haven't worn for 20 years, bitch. You know what? This makes your teeth just look. It makes them look like, ooh, you know? This is terrible. Oh my God. Why would I do this to my face? This is what we did to our faces every day. You guys, like this was I'm looking to see if I could find lip gloss, but apparently that's not a thing that I own, which is super weird. Anyway, so here's what we've come up with. So this is the side we did when we were sober. It's not looking great. Like the liner's already getting all smudged up in there. I don't miss doing my makeup like this. Okay, so then this is our high eye. So we really fucked up around the edges there, okay? I'll give it that. However, our liner's better. Like, if you look at the difference, it's way better, right? Like, yeah, I just feel like the high side is way better. This lipstick is atrocious, though. Like, literally. And also, this blush is not brown enough to belong in the 2000s. 2010, maybe, but, ugh. That's gonna be like the screen cap for the thing. Anyway, wow, that was a weird face that I made. That's funny. Anyway, okay, so I declare the winner. Neither, personally, because I fucking hate this look. But if I have to pick a winner, it's gonna be the high side. I'm giving this look like 1 butt out of 10. I actually detest it. But you know what? It was a fun experience, and now I'm gonna go eat some pork rinds and go to bed. So, fuckers, see you next